Now we're going to work some examples from section 3.2. The first two problems are just asking us to deal a little bit with ratios and proportions. The first one is a ratio. They're asking us just to simplify it. So we know that when we have ratios, all it really is it's a different way of putting a division, of writing a division problem. So the first guy here, excuse me, I have some computer problems here. The first one here is 27 to 36. Remember from our book, the appropriate way to write this as a fraction is 27 over 36. It is incorrect if you put 36 over 27. Really important to remember. Now we've got to just simplify. We know that these share a common factor of 9. So if we divide both of these guys by 9, we get 3 and 4. And we keep simplifying until we can't simplify anymore. And here we know we can't simplify 3/4 anymore. So that is our answer, 3/4. Number 17 asks us to solve the proportion. Oops. When we solve a proportion, what they're asking us to do is isolate the variable and find the value. So using the cross multiplication, we can go ahead and solve. Just multiply 12 times 8 and 3 times this guy. And we'll get 3 times x minus 2 is equal to 8 times 12. Then what we can do is we can go ahead and one trick I like to do is just divide by 3 right away. There's many ways to do these problems, so if you have a different way, that's okay. The 3 cancels out. We know that 12 is essentially, we know that 8 is 4 times 2. And we know 12 is 3 times 4, right? Well, if we have a 3 underneath, the 3's cancel. So now we're left on this side of x minus 2 is equal to 2 times 4, which is 8, 8 times 4, which is 32. We just add 2 to both sides. And our answer is x is equal to 34. And of course we know how to check our work by now. Plug the value of x equal 34 into our problem. Now we're going to be doing some word problems with proportions and ratios. The number of milligrams of caffeine in 2 glasses of cola to that in a cup of strong coffee. Cola is equal to 75 per serving. Coffee is equal to 200. So they're saying 2 glasses of cola. So 2 glasses of cola means our total cola caffeine is going to be 2 times 1 serving, which is 75, which is going to be 150 milligrams of caffeine. 2 means the division sign, that of a strong cup of coffee, and coffee has 200. So now we have 150 to 200, or 150 divided by 200. We know that these share a common a multiple of 50. Divide both these by 50 and we get 3 over 4. Because 150 divided by 50 is 3. 200 divided by 50 is 4. And now if we want to write this as a ratio, that's equivalent to saying 3 to 4. So this is the correct answer there. The tax on a property with an assessed value of $65,720. Find the tax on a property with a value of $162,500. So a good way to do this is saying, okay, we know that the tax on something with the tax we pay on something of if we pay taxes $720 on a $65,000 value property, X is going to be the amount of tax we pay on something that's worth $162,500. So here, the tax amount we pay has to be on top. The amount of the value is on the bottom. We have to make sure we get the right the corresponding values on top and on bottom, or else they'll be incorrect. Now we just go ahead and we can multiply both sides by 162,500. That gets rid of it on this side. We can use our calculator to figure this guy out. So 162,500 times 720 divided by 65,000 is equal to 1,800. So X is equal to $1,800 is the tax we pay, property tax we pay on something that's worth $162,500. Of course, that matches the answer in the back of our book. Our last example, number 39, height is proportional to foot length. So your height is proportional to your foot length. A person whose foot length is 10 inches is 67 inches tall. So I'm going to say foot, I'll go make a note over here, foot length to height. That's why I'm going to structure my ratios. Foot length is 10 inches to 67 inches tall. If the abominable snowman has feet, so again the feet have to be on top, 23 inches, he has really big feet. Divided by how tall he is, we don't know, we're trying to figure that out. That's the next. Now all we got to do is solve for x using the proportion. So one thing we can cross multiply and solve. One trick I like to do here is always write our proportions with our x on top. That way it's really easy. So what we can do is we can just flip everything. So here we have 10 over 67. Let's write that 67 over 10 is equal to, but if we flip one side, we've got to flip the other side. X over 23. We know to get our x by itself, we just have to multiply by 23 on both sides. Again, we can use our trusty calculator. 23 times 67 divided by 10 is equal to 154.1 inches. So his height is equal to 154.1 inches tall. And if we want to figure out how many feet that is, we could just divide that by 12, because there's 12 inches in 1 foot, and that's almost 13 feet tall. So that's a really tall guy. Hope I never come across him. So those are our examples from section 3.2. Go ahead and work the problems. Good luck, and see you online.